first time I met Diz was in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Oh, that's where you were stationed.
Right.
Yes.
BTC number 10, Basic Training Center number 10, it was called. Then they changed it to ORD, the Overseas Replacement Depot. And they built a big tent there. It was called the Big Top. And that's where we had our entertainment. And that's where we played when we played for the dancers. So we were there, and we went to see Diz. And they sounded wonderful. Yeah, man, I mean, it was bad, boy. And so we told Diz that we were in the band there, and Diz says, well, when I get back to New York, I'm going to disband. I'm going to get another band. So come and try out for the band, because we told him we were going to be discharged in a few months. So that's what we did. And when I got there, I was discharged in 1946. And then I went to try out for Diz's band. Walter Fuller, did you know him at all?
No, I didn't.
Walter Fuller, he was the musical director, and he told me I didn't play loud enough, so that was it. I didn't make it. But Dave Burns did, my buddy.
He made Dizzy's band.
Yeah.
Yes.
So about a couple months later, anyway, I went home. My mother was ironing clothes, and she had a look on her face. I said, what's happening, Mother? And then she pointed to the sheet. She was ironing sheets. And I looked under the sheet, and there was a telegram, and it said, you start with us tonight, Dave Burns.
Wow.
So I went to Dave over to his house, and he told me what to look out for in the music, you know. And that night, we opened it. I opened at the Spotlight, and Thelonious Monk was the piano player, Ray Brown, bass, Milt Jackson, vibe, you know. That was,
my goodness.
Yeah, but I didn't know they were who they were. So it was cool.
You were just happy to get a job, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And some of the other people, Thelonious Monk, you said, and Ray Brown, and
there,
Milt Jackson. Anybody else?
Bags. Well, and then like I think Cecil Payne, Howard Johnson, James Brown, John Brown. I think Miles was in that band too.
Wow.
For a hot minute. Yeah, it was,
my goodness.
It was something when I look back now. And people say, how did you feel when you joined and with all that? When I was with the band, like, you know, we all had little groups that we hung with and whatnot. But when I came back from Europe and then I had my band, then I disbanded, I was home one night and I got a phone call with Diz. He said, well, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm not anything. He said, why don't you come join me? So I said, okay. So I joined Diz's quintet, and I stayed with him, I think, 8 years, you know, and that's when we really, you know, got a little tighter there.
Yes, became close friends, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
And he used to give me his money, you know, and I'd take the money, and like if we'd be in Canada, like in Toronto, he'd give me the money, and I would drive up to Buffalo and wire the money for him, you know, stuff like that. And when I joined his group, I told the guys in the band, it was Rudy Collins, drums, Chris White, bass, and Lalo Schifrin at the beginning. Then later, Lalo left. But let me tell you how Lalo Schifrin left. Do you know how?
No, I don't.
Lalo Schifrin loved playing with Dizzy Gillespie. He loved it, and he loved being on the road with him. So his wife, you know, his ex-wife, she wanted him to stay home. So one day, the people in California, they wanted him to do some movie work for them. So he said, okay. So he says, I know what I'll do. I'll ask them for a phenomenal fee, and they won't hire me, and I'll still be on the road with Diz. They said, you got it.
And that was it.
That was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Lalo, have you ever composed music or arranged music?
I haven't arranged. I'm not an arranger, but I can, you know, write a song.